Hello guys, so this is our question. Today's video is all about injections. So we're just gonna do one question really, and then we will do a couple after this video. So our question here is saying patient is prescribed 9 milligram morphine injection and stock ampoule contains morphine of 15 milligram in 1 ml. What is the volume to be drawn? Okay, so let's put that in our head, and we can see that we've just highlighted a couple of important things here. So there are 3 important things here, not to say the others are not important, but these are what is going to give us the plan. So let's go into the plan and deal with it. So this is the answer, or this is the plan that we've got to answer the question that we have got. So the plan says we will first identify the formula. So our formula here will be the desired dose. This is what we call what you want initially, what is the doctor prescribed, and over the available dose, what you have on the ward. So whatever the medication comes in, and then the volume amount, which is the vehicle that is carrying the medication. So this is the formula that we're going to be using. Now usually when I'm doing this, I don't mind the timing. I want to go through everything, so I find where stuff are and make sure that I am doing it appropriately, and I am identifying the things that I need to identify before I fill in the question or the answers. So first of all, my step 1, I will identify the desired dose, which forms part of the formula. So the desired dose will be what the doctor has prescribed. So on your prescription, they will say whatever they want the patient to have. So in this case, we have 9 milligram. This is what the patient is meant to have. And then the step 2 says for us to identify the stock dose. Okay, so this means that we have an ampoule. So this ampoule will look like something like that we are going to break. Ignore my drawing. So this is going to be the ampoule of morphine, and it comes in 15 milligrams. So let's put 15 milligram here, so we know what we're doing. Now then, this is it. So we know the 15 milligram is what the individual is, the individual ampoule that we have, the morphine comes in. So morphine, can put morphine here. So then the individual morphine will come in 15 milligram. That is what we have on the ward. Not to say every morphine comes in 15 milligram, please. This is what we have on the ward. And then it says for us to identify our step 3 is to identify the stock volume, which is the ampoule, the vehicle. What does it come in? So the total, the whole ampoule, it is in 1 ml. So this means if we pour the whole medication in the ampoule out, we will get 1 ml of that. So that is that, and then we've done that. So the next step says for us to set up our formula. So now we set up our formula, which is what we've quoted here already. So it's the desired dose, which is parenthesis open is 9 milligram, and then we close the parenthesis, and then over which is the denominator, which is 15 milligram, which is the available dose that we've got. So the same way of what we've done, basically this is sort of like a repetition, but it allows things to get ingrained in your head. And then what it's saying here is the volume comes in 1 ml. Now then, because we've got this, it makes our job quite easier at this point. So step 5 will say then, it says that for us to solve the division, so divide this numbers across. And what I've done here is I've cancelled the units for now, because when we finish, it's not going to be in unit form, it's going to be in mil, if that makes sense. So then there is no point for me to keep the units at this point. So now then it says 9 milligram, which we've taken the milligram out, so it's 9/15, and then we just divide that using our calculator. Ooh, if I can get a calculator. So 9 mil, so this is 9, switch it on. We got 9 divided by 15, and it's going to give us that, and then we use this to find our fraction. So it says, if you can see, 0.6 there. So indeed, we've got 0.6 there, so we are going to draw 0.6. Now, before we even do anything, we have to multiply things by the vehicle. Now then, the vehicle, if it was meant to be 2 or a different number, let's say if the medication came in 2 milligram, then we would have multiplied that to get the answer, say 1.2 mil or something like that. But now it's saying for us to multiply that by 1, which is the vehicle. So 0.6 multiplied by 1 is still 0.6, as we know from our multiplication table. And then our final step will be, because we are trying to be resourceful as nurses, what we can do here is to ensure that we are choosing the appropriate syringe to get the medication or to draw the medication out. So if you can mind my drawing, so here I've just put it that we will use 3 ml syringe to draw the 0.6 ml of morphine. So I've made a drawing, and then it's A and B. Which one are we going to select? And I have gone for B, because that is the most appropriate one, and yes, to keep the NHS safe and not use too much of things. Just don't waste resources. So this is it. If you have any different formula that you could have used to do this, please let us know. Okay, bye.